My name's Daniella. I am a sophomore at DePaul University. I'm majoring in film. Today I'm interviewing Cadence Joan. Cadence is an outreach specialist at CP Adhesives Group. CP Adhesives Group is a member company of AWFS. AWFS stands for Association of Woodworking and Furnishings Suppliers. AWFS is the largest national trade association in the US, representing the interests of the broad array of companies that supply the home and commercial furnishings industry. Hi, Cadence.
Hello.
So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. The first one is, could you describe what your typical workday entails and what first drew you to this career?
Yeah, so my typical day varies, which I like a lot because I get bored easily. So I write content, I design brand posts, I keep our website up to date, and I keep up to date with like industry news and trends. I also maintain our social media posting and keep up with engagement. I work on strategy and meet with like the heads of our company to make a plan depending on what products that we're pushing, or like with the supply shortages and some of the other initiatives that we've had a lot of strategy meetings there. What else? I also have like some creative things that I like to do, usually project based, but like graphic design, production and video editing. I conduct interviews with other industry colleagues, much like we're talking here, and I love doing that. And then let's see. Yeah, basically day to day is very different, just depends on the projects that I'm working on. But what got me interested in this career actually was the writing and the connections that I get to make, the freedom of scheduling, and I can work from anywhere and I get to travel. I got to go to Vegas for the AWFS fair, so that was awesome. First time I got to go, so that was really cool. So yeah.
Cool. Were there any like high school or college courses that you found to be like super helpful that you've applied, maybe like that knowledge that you learned in those courses to your career now?
Yeah, so I actually went to school for psychology. So I had a very psychology focused education. But my career took a turn from the clinical psychology path. And I still ended up using a lot of those courses for communication, how to interact and reach out to people of all different socioeconomic statuses, all different backgrounds, and just sort of understanding human behavior, which when you're reaching out to humans has helped me a lot. And I also took, with that degree, business development courses that were part of just like gen eds, and then communication courses, which I just did because I like to talk. So those helped me a lot. Definitely like the communication courses, just for being able to present myself well. And then the like business development courses for like understanding the differences and like personal priorities, which I got a lot in psychology, and then professional priorities for businesses.
Cool. Are there any courses you think maybe like you wish you would have taken that would have helped you?
Yes, especially like in the marketing and outreach, I wish I would have taken more of the like technological courses for computer software. I wish I would have taken like actual marketing courses. So I've had to self-learn and learn on the job, experiential learning a lot. And it has been, especially in the industry that we're in, it has been a learning curve, and sort of it's a lot more complicated than I thought.
Right.
But definitely like on the marketing side. And then also something that I just never even dreamed that I would do on the job would be like the graphic design and the video production and audio production, which I do a lot, and it's all self-taught. And had I taken classes, I think I would have it would be easier for me to incorporate those things.
You mentioned like the video and the graphic design. So how was that like incorporated into your job? Because if you were brought onto this as like a marketing specialist or like just reaching out to humans, like how was that later brought up?
Yeah, I am an ideas gal. So I had tons of ideas about like, hey, maybe we could do this, or what if our social media posts looked like this? And what if we showed our products in this way? And so then, my boss was like, okay, cool, do that. And I was like, oh yeah, for sure. You got it. I can do that. Right. So I learned how to do it. And then same thing with like video and I've always been super into podcasting, and I've tried to get my boss on board with doing a podcast, which he's on board to do. But the learning curve in technology, getting the sound to sound right, especially because I work remotely and my company is in Ohio and I'm in Michigan. So that has been another learning curve. And I think I found I enjoyed it. So I was like, man, if I would have done this in college, I might have chosen a career in that field.
Right. Cool. Were there any part-time jobs or internships or anything that prepared you for this at all?
Yeah. So definitely part-time in like freelancing content media, which is what I did on the side. And then I did do administration internships, which helped me to like get office dynamics and learn how to use a copier and, things like that are just necessary for day to day. I wish, if this is okay to share, I wish I would have done more like marketing side, worked in like a marketing firm or seen how that sort of client base works start to finish. And then everybody always pushed me to do the like fairs and go to the employment fairs, practice with, find a mentor, especially in college. Go to those fairs and just talk with people, interview with people. Even if you don't want that job, just get the experience. And I was like, right, yeah, sure. Yeah. It would have been so much, like, it would have been very helpful to have that experience because now networking.
Right. True.
Is a huge part of what I do. And like the AWFS fair, when I walked in, I was like, oh, there's a lot here. And it was kind of like little fish, big world type of experience, which if I had just like bucked up and done it in college, I think I would have felt a lot more prepared.
Well, because I think at times like students feel like it won't be beneficial to them at all. But like I see that like it is like the networking aspect, I guess I do get like that would make sense.
I often say, I'm just going to interject real quick. I often say that I struggle to like talk with like to do adult talk because I'm 30, but like I am into artsy stuff and I am not like my psychology degree is not what I do for a living, but I use it. I do use it. But I just think that those types of like going to see what's out there and who is out there, it is truly when they say it's about who you know. Oh my gosh, is it about who you know? So the more people that you can get in front of and the more knowledge you can soak up from people, the better.
Cool. That's really cool. So going along with the AWFS, you said you walked into that fair. What are there any more benefits aside from the networking aspect that you find to be helpful when being a member of it?
Yeah, so it's really helpful in my job just staying connected with people in the industry. It is still along the lines of networking, but just being able to have the resources that I need to do the research because I wasn't in the woodworking or even technologies industry at all before this. I actually worked in the insurance industry. So I did a complete 180. So just the amount of information that they have and the connections that they have. And then my boss was able to get me involved in the DC fly-in this year, which was really cool. And a totally eye-opening experience to see how things actually start to change in an industry and things that I don't even think of, finding people to work in the industry and making sure that there's enough funding for programs to get kids interested and all sorts of things that just sort of show up, when you're younger, you're like, oh yeah, my school's got this program or that class. And you don't realize that all the technology that's in that classroom costs money and paying the teacher costs money and, making sure that you have the wood that you need and the glue that you need and all the different things that you need, the hardware, the software to design things, it all costs and it all requires somebody to get involved to make that possible. So the AWFS really opened my eyes to seeing what a collaborative effort it is to make the world go round in this industry. And it was just, it's so cool to be a part of.
No, that is crazy. Because when I heard woodworking, I was like I just assumed like, I don't know what I would assume, but definitely not that it's like the basis of a lot of things in our world.
Right. When I started at my job, I was like, cool, glue, awesome. Yeah. And then I was like, oh my gosh, like hit in the face with the amount of just things there are in the world that use glue that I never even thought of. And it literally is so technical and it's particular and
whew. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess you sort of answered. The next question was, can you tell me about the networking or educational opportunities offered by AWFS?
Yeah, so just to go along with what I was saying was like I had made a note about the fly-in and then the You Would website, which connects people with different educational opportunities, and then just their like vast array of information on their website, whether it is information about public policy or information about what members are doing, or just they have industry information galore on their website. So it's definitely a wonderful resource.
So this is anyone can join it, or basically like you're in the industry, so that's why you found out about it, or?
Yeah, so our company is a supplier, and so we are a member, being in the industry. I am not super sure like individual memberships, how that works, but I sort of get grandfathered in because I work for the company that I work for. But yeah, I think there are memberships available, and then you can find out more information about that on the website too.
Cool. Is there anything that you found super surprising about this career?
Yes, which we did touch on, was the like complexity of it and the moving parts, how much there was to learn, and how like I envisioned, like one thing that I wanted to stay away from was sitting at a cubicle, typing my life away, feeling like I wasn't making a difference. And then coming into this, I remember sitting down with my boss when we were discussing the position, and I was like, I want to do something that is going to make me feel meaningful. I do not want to waste my life away making money that is not going to motivate me at all. And from that point on, he has gotten me involved with things that show me like, wow, like there is a way to make an actual difference, because this industry is so remarkably complex, and it goes into everything from home building to office buildings to, you know, just general structure to things for fun, art, you know, the amount of clients that we talk to in all different types of applications. It is so cool. And I would not have gotten to see what it's like to engage the youth. I would not, you know, my daughter's in the STEM Academy for science, technology, engineering, and math. And so seeing where that could lead her and the ways that I can help guide her if that's what she wants to get into, it's just an absolutely complex, not at all, like you said, what like wood shop seems like in the movies or in media. It's so much more than that. And the technology. I remember being younger and thinking like, oh, I don't understand how like people can like not even know how to use a computer. And then I like look at these machines that are in these like buildings, and I'm like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. They're so technologically specific, and what they can do is like, it's just, it's jaw dropping. I'll sit there and look like that.
Right. Right. Okay, I guess our last question is there anything else you would like to add or think would be helpful to someone considering this occupation?
Yeah, so don't be afraid to put yourself out there and to find a mentor and follow their lead. And then also to like get new insights and share your perspectives, and if you have ideas, share your ideas. They might not be taken right away, but the more minds that we can get and the more heads we can put together, the greater that the industry is going to become. And so anybody going for this position, I would just say, learn everything that you can. Do not underestimate the importance of observing and exploring all of the aspects of what you're going to be doing. I spent time in the warehouse thinking like, oh, whatever, but like, it is so important to know what happens from start to finish so that I can communicate that to the people that we're helping. So those would be my little tidbits. And then, just don't underestimate yourself and go for it.
Cool. Thank you so much. I actually had like a lot of fun listening.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And I hope you learned more about AWFS. For more information, please visit the AWFS Q career page and find out how AWFS can help you with your career development. Until next time, have a good week. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.